Hey guys. Okay, so someone in the Love Club brought up something that is a really vital thing to discuss, a vital topic to discuss. And I really want to go ahead and discuss it today. And they brought up about the way karmic situations work for the divine feminine versus the way they work for the divine masculine. And they were asking me a question about that. And it really brought up some things that I really do feel like, okay, this is a really pertinent question. It needs to be answered. Because there is a difference between the way, between like with karmic, female and male karmics, and the way female and male karmics work for the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Is very different. Now, let me say, those who are not ready to end the karmic cycle and get off the karmic wheel, they won't agree with this. They won't resonate with it, because they're not ready yet. They're not ready to get off of the karmic cycle. Okay. This is information that breaks the karmic cycle if you're at that stage. Okay. Now, let's first talk about what the karmic is. The karmic is, and the reason that there's this karmic, this term is even there. The karmic is the unrisen, possibly, divine masculine and divine feminine. They can be divine masculines and divine feminines if they end their karmic cycles. They are unrisen. A lot of them are actually divine masculines and divine feminines, but they are unrisen. So, the karmic cycle for the female, okay, is this. She is in a karmic cycle of her own lack of worth, her own lack of self-love, lack of self-respect, and she is chasing divine masculines that are not hers, that do not want her, that do not love her on a soul level. So she's continually subjecting herself from her own belief that she doesn't deserve love, that she's not worthy of love, and she doesn't even understand what love is. And she's on this karmic cycle of being hurt, being abandoned, being ignored, being rejected, and things like this. This karmic cycle is within her. So she will continue to chase. She will continue to think people want her that doesn't, because she'll look at love from her patterns. Okay, the reason it's karma is because it's a cycle of reiterating the same karmic wheel. Okay, so even though she gets ignored over and over again, she doesn't learn. Even though she's chasing being rejected over and over again, she doesn't learn. She's in a karmic cycle. Now, that's coming from her pain. Okay, so look, people are having these attractions that are really based on one person's pain being plugged into another person's pain. These are karmic situations. These are people trying to heal a deep wound through connection to another person's wound, a person who has a wound in a certain way that will reiterate that pain in a certain way. Okay, I'm going to do another video breaking that down. I have a lot of information coming, guys, if you just stay tuned, but I know that some people who are not ready to break the karmic cycle are going to be upset because they have their ideas about twin flames that they're getting from people who are not in union themselves. Okay, but beyond that, so that is what is going on for the karmic feminine. So she is someone's karmic. She's someone's karmic that's chasing them. Okay, now how does the karmic situations look for the divine masculine? For the divine masculine, or the karmic masculine, he's turning away from the woman he may truly love, okay, from his divine feminine to go towards the karmic. Because just like the karmic feminine doesn't want to rise into her own power, her own divinity, her own self-worth, her self-love, the balance of her masculine and feminine within herself, which means that even though she's this feminine, nurturing, loving being, she has the masculine side where she still also thinks and, looks at things in the real world and weighs both sides of herself because she's balanced. That's the divine feminine risen. The karmic feminine doesn't want to do that. She's all in the imbalanced feminine energy, running behind, trying to get that masculine energy that she's not balancing within herself from a male. Okay? So then what happens with the karmic male is, this is the unrisen divine masculine. He gives in to that karmic energy. Okay? And what I mean by that is he goes now into his karmic energy of not balancing the feminine aspect within himself. So he runs from his divine feminine and he will turn towards the karmic feminine and run into his karmic cycle of not wanting to embrace the divine feminine within himself, which if he did, he would follow the true love that he feels towards his divine feminine, and he would allow himself to love her. The thing is, which he loves her anyway, but the issue is this: a risen divine feminine, okay? Because both of them can help each other rise, okay? But the risen divine feminine is not going to baby and pacify and make excuses for the karmic male. Okay, she's going to require him to rise into divine masculinity. This means for both of them, for the karmic feminine and the karmic masculine, there's a slaughtering of the ego that would have to occur in order for them to rise into their divine essence. They both avoid this. Okay? Because remember, the ego is an idea of the self. Okay? And they avoid this, and they avoid it by going through these karmic cycles. Okay? So, and turning towards that versus turning toward the things that's going to slay that ego. So the divine masculine is rejecting the going for, in a full way, the woman that he truly loves, because she is requiring him to continue to rise in his divine masculinity. This slays his ego, his idea of himself, and instead he wants to go towards someone that's easier, okay? Someone that isn't going to require him to have to rise into his divine masculinity. Okay, so the way for the divine masculine and divine feminine that are risen, the way this plays out is, if you're a divine feminine, then your karmic partners are the males that are coming in trying to be, in a sense, how does it look? Trying to be your ideal. Okay, let me explain it this way. Because remember, the divine masculine and divine feminine are, at times, they have been the karmics. Because the karmic is nothing more than the karmic cycle. It's nothing more than the karmic cycle. And then when they break that cycle and rise, that's when the whole karmic thing ends, okay? Now, this is the thing, okay? The karmic feminine, before she's risen into the divine feminine, she is looking for her ideal. She doesn't have the self-love. She doesn't have the self-respect. She's not whole yet, okay? So she's looking for her ideal of a man. And she's not looking for love. The divine feminine is actually the twin flame runner. Okay, she doesn't know that though. She thinks the male is the runner. So what happens is she will run from her divine masculine, which is the one who truly loves her. But she's running towards an ideal. Okay? And she runs from that love. She's not attracted to him. She's not attracted to people who actually love her. She's not a risen divine feminine yet. She's in a karmic cycle of chasing people who don't love her because she doesn't love herself. Remember, it's all about what's going on inside of you. This journey is about the individual person. So she's on a cycle of chasing people who don't love her, who don't want her, and she's trying to make herself believe that they do and convince them to love her and all of these different things to try to heal these wounds and validate herself because she doesn't feel worthy. And if she gets this person who thinks that she's not worthy to think she's worthy, then that will heal the wound. No, it won't heal the wound. This is going on subconsciously, okay? So she runs from her divine masculine. Because she's looking for this ideal. Remember, your twin is not your ideal, because the ideal is bullshit. But that's another video. You have to ask yourself, do you want love, or do you want this image in your mind? Are you worthy of love, or are you going to continue to subconsciously believe you're not and chase something that's not love, and try to believe it is? Now, she's not risen to accept and burn in the flame of her divine masculine's love. His true love. This is the one who really loves her. But then she's not attracted to that because at this point she's still in a karmic cycle. Now, what happens with the divine masculine that's still in a karmic cycle is he is in the cycle of, he knows there's the woman that he loves, but he doesn't fully connect to that part of himself. And he doesn't give her the fullness of that love because he's in an ideal too. And his ideal is based in this messed up thought pattern that the one who truly loves him will not require him to be the best version of himself. So then this is where he goes on this karmic cycle with karmic females, because he's still in that karmic wheel. But the karma for him is him never becoming the divine masculine that he truly is. So yes, you can get the woman who is she's not risen, or she's not requiring you to rise into the highest level of yourself. It will be easy, and you can feed your ego. See, this is the thing. When they're in the karmic energy, it's all about the ego. So for the masculine, the ego is he doesn't need to embrace his inner feminine, divine feminine essence. He doesn't need to rise. He can just be in his ego. And the karmic is going to flatter his ego. It's going to help him stay in his ego because she's just going to adore him in his broken state. She's not going to have the self-love to look at how he's treating her, all the ways he's falling short, all the ways that he's not being the best version of a man that he really is. So she doesn't care about that because she doesn't have the self-love to even care about that. She's in a karmic cycle. So when they are choosing the ego path over the spiritual path, because the spiritual path is going to require you to kill that ego. Okay, so this is how people get into the karmic cycles. So it looks, like I said, it looks different for the divine masculine than it does for the divine feminine. So for the divine masculine, he can have his feminine here who he loves, but he's looking at her wanting him to be the best version of himself and who he truly is and get rid of the ego, where he's wanting to just pacify himself that he doesn't need to make any changes. And he can have karmics coming here that are saying it's to get you off of your divine path to your ultimate state, to your ascension. And they get you off the path because the karmic female is going to come in and say, you don't have to grow. You don't have to get rid of your ego. You can stay in this lower state and I will love you there. And she's doing that because she's in her lower state. So this is why the karmic path is a cycle. It never truly brings the fulfillment internally, on a deep level, on an individual level, on a soul level. Okay, so sometimes you'll have divine masculines that will go that path, and then later on they'll realize it and they'll run back to their feminine, you know. So you know, you have to be mindful of that. So you have to break that cycle. This is the reason that you have, I'm telling you, twins in union teach different things than people who are just not. Because you have karmics out here that are teaching all about twin flame stuff. They're not in union themselves. They're chasing somebody themselves. They're in a karmic cycle themselves. And they cannot teach you how to get off of it because they haven't gotten off of it. Okay, so they help keep people in that karmic cycle, and they just feed that karmic cycle. They make you think that karmic cycle is love and that this is a path, and you know, all of that stuff. Okay, so you have to be mindful of that. Nobody can take you further than they have gone themselves, because this is the thing. If they could take you to union, wouldn't they have taken themselves first? Wouldn't they have taken themselves first? And I'm going to do a video coming up about how the feminine is the twin flame runner. Okay, so there's a lot of information that's going to be coming out. I know some of you are not going to like hearing this information. And if you're not ready to break the karmic cycle, you're not going to want to hear this. This is the people, I'm telling you, I've noticed something. The people who need the information the most are the most upset about it. They're the ones that are hitting dislike, giving thumbs down, they're unsubscribing, and they're the ones who need it the most. That's just the way it is. You know, some people are not. They just don't want to hear the truth. You know, the karmic cycle is going on where people are going on this fairy tale fantasy, and they're going in cycles. This is preventing them from actually coming in union with their real twins, because they're just continuing on these karmic cycles. But the way that the divine feminine runs from her divine masculine is the way that divine masculines and the way karmics run from their divine masculine or divine feminine and run towards karmic people and karmic cycles is different. You know, it looks a little different, but it's all coming from a core wound. So the attraction in karmic connections is really intense. This is why you have people in the twin flame community who've been on the path a long time, and they're saying they're having these strong connections outside the twin flame union. This is because that pain or that wound is however big the wound or the core wound or the pain that you are having, that isn't healed within you, however big that is how big the intensity of the pull can be to the person who matches that pain in the specific way. The more they match that pain in the specific way, the more the pain, you know, just grabs hold of each other. And it's a very strong pull, the karmic pull. Okay. So people are being drawn to people because of that. There's a lot more to this coming out, okay? I'm trying to do it piece by piece and guide people, but I have a lot more information coming out that are going to give you some of the missing pieces that you need, okay? Remember, in every video, I'm just giving pieces, okay? So just take the piece and do what you can with it and let the pieces come out. Okay, because this is so complex. It's not something you can sit down and just do, you know, give all of it in one video. Or even the one topic I'm talking about, I can't give the fullness, the full scope of that topic in just, you know, a quick 10-minute video. Okay, so just stay posted. The information is coming. If you're wanting to discover your core wounds, do a soul healing session with me. I can get you back into coming in closer to the core of yourself, to see what your core wounds are, so you can see what is drawing your karmic patterns, because your karmic pattern is always pulling you from a core wound. Okay, that's what's drawing you into the karmic situations, drawing you to be someone's karmic, drawing you, because that's what's doing it. It's a core wound, okay? So if you can discover that core wound, you can begin to break your karmic cycle, and get off the hamster wheel and get in a place where you can attract union, true love, your true twin, the true mirror of your soul. Because remember, if you're not connected to your soul, you don't really know what you're talking about in terms of who you think you're connected to, because you're connecting to them on surface levels that you don't realize aren't you yet, because you don't know you yet. So there is deep. There's a lot to it, okay? So, yeah, just that's the way these karmic things are kind of playing out. So for the divine masculines that are waiting on their divine feminines, they have to have the strength to keep rising, to keep rising. You know, both of them do. The feminine does too. She has to have the strength to keep rising and to get to a place where she can honor herself, because only when she can honor herself can she honor the love of her divine masculine. You know, and until then, she'll keep thinking he's not good enough because she won't get it. She won't get it. You know, it's a process. It's deep. I'm not saying everything that I could be saying. I think it's better for me to do it in pieces where I feel like I'm at least getting deep on that one part. Like today, I just really wanted to get into some of the differences. But I still can see that I'm not getting fully into it. So I'm going to keep going, you know, as things are coming up. The universe is using you guys too to help me know which way to go, because I'll have you guys popping up, bringing up that very next thing, because I can feel it, something that the universe is saying, like, this is the next thing that you really need to shed light on, because it's so much. Sometimes, to be honest, I don't know where to start. I'm like, okay, what, you know, and you guys are coming in, and the universe is using you to help keep me seeing how my mission is supposed to play out and how I'm supposed to deliver the information. You don't know that because you don't see what the universe is showing me and what's happening with me on my end. But we're working together. So I appreciate all of you. You know, I really do. And the energy that you bring, the love and support that you give. I want to see you all get in union. And if you're not ready to break your karmic cycle and you can't really get it yet, that's okay. You know, there's other information that I may have that is for you, you know, that can help you on your path. I still want to help you on your path in the way that I can, you know. So that's that, guys. And, you know, remember, I'm here to work with people. I am not going to be doing private readings soon, okay? Just so you guys know that is coming up, where there will be no more private readings available, okay? But there will be soul healing available. I really enjoy the soul healing sessions. For those of you who've worked with me with the soul healing sessions, let other people know about them, because this is a time where people are needing that. We need to expose the core wounds. We need to get healing going. We need to get people on their proper paths and out of all of these dark energies that are leading them astray from their twins and actually preventing unions. This is the reason that you have in this community so many people not in union. All these twin flames not in union. You know why? Because they're on karmic cycles. They're chasing karmics. They're being karmics. And they think that they're on the twin flame journey. And this is why the community is wrought with people in this situation. Okay? And we need that to change, because we need them to get off of the karmic cycle, because their real twins are waiting for them. Okay? So that's that, guys. And these unions bring about so much for the world, because the unions impact everything around the union. So we need them coming together. So I have no problem. I'm going to tell the truth, honey, because I need people to get there. Okay? I'm not here to just keep reiterating this story and people not getting in union year after year, and then you just going to dump money on me and keep paying me to tell that story. I'm not willing to do that. Okay, I would much rather see the unions happening and the planet getting to where it needs to be for the masses. And every individual union that comes together is going to help to do that. So everyone that we can get in union brings this planet closer to the day of, you know, harmony and peace on Earth. Okay, so I need you to get in union. I need you to break your karmic cycle. I need you to get out of these illusions so that you can actually get in union. Quit focusing on what you think is going on in the spirit realm that somehow is not happening in the physical. Remember, as above, so below. So if there's a certain thing going on in the as above, there's what you're seeing is the manifestation of that. Okay? Don't think it's not. That is the truth. As above is so below. That's the truth. Don't get into the darkness that is not on earth as it is in heaven, because it is. It is. So on this earth, your twin is here for you, and union is there for you in the physical. If that's what's really going on, this is your twin, is there for you in the physical. As above, so below. It is a lie that as above is not as so below, because that's what people are saying when they say that you could have this soul connection with this person, but in the physical there's absolutely no representation of that. See, that's darkness. That's the lie. That's telling you that as above is not as it is so below. It is. It is. But what can happen is as above, so below. If as above you're connecting on a, you're sending your soul, your energy, your connection out to someone who's not your twin, guess what? As above, so below. They're not going to be your twin in the physical. As above, so below. That is the truth. It is on earth as it is in heaven. Don't let people deceive you. Don't get into these dark illusions that there's something going on in the heavens, in the higher realms, and it's different. It's not that way on earth. See, these are the darkness. This is the darkness. These are the lies. Okay? So I love you guys. I wish you all the best. I want healing for you all. You know, even as you're listening to this, I'm sending you that love, that healing, that growth. You know, I'm just wishing that for each and every one of you. You have no idea. You have no idea. Okay? Okay. I'll see you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.